There's my audience, guys. That's my wife. That's my sister. That's my father-in-law. They're with us on Zoom. Woo! Today I'm going to be presenting you guys my informative essay on becoming a TV and radio announcer. Okay? I think we've all been on the car before, in the car, or in the, wherever you are with a radio, and you've heard a song that's changed the way you feel about something. Okay? Or maybe you've had a message that's touched you. Songs and personalities on the radio can do things to change the way you feel all the time. A good song can make you happy. A sad song can make you sad. What someone says politically could anger you. Okay? I'm a fan of John Mayer. I could be in a terrible mood, and anytime John Mayer comes on the radio, I'm jamming. I feel great. Okay? So today we're going to talk about how announcers can positively affect the people around them and how they can spread the gospel a little bit. Okay? Announcers can bring our community together. Okay? They can be positive role models for parents and kids. And they can spread the word of salvation that Jesus gave us with his sacrifice. Okay, so first I'll talk about changing attitudes. So for the people that don't know, announcers or radio hosts that play music are called disc jockeys or DJs. Okay, like I said earlier, I could be in a terrible mood and somebody plays a great song or an uplifting song and I just suddenly feel better. Okay, radio hosts also participate in a lot of community activities. Okay, they bring the community together. Okay, Hank FM, a radio network here in Indianapolis, they host a drive every summer. Okay, they raise thousands of gallons of water in the form of bottled water and pass out to homeless shelters. Okay, they do that by setting companies against each other to donate the most. Okay, whoever donates the most wins. So they participate in community activities, and that helps bring everything together. Okay, announcers connect us to sporting events. Okay, we've all wanted to listen to a sporting event or a show that we couldn't be at, and the announcer brings us closer. Okay, we've all been walking through the mall and see. I'm a big Indiana Hoosiers fan. If I see a guy with an IU Hoosier fan, I feel closer to him. I feel more connected to him, and a lot of that has to do with the radio announcer. Okay, so the second thing that an announcer can do in their community is become a positive role model. I'm going to kind of talk about TV hosts here. Okay, they can be positive role models for adults and kids. Fred Rogers had a show on PBS, and he emphasized emotional learning, okay, and learning the way a kid would learn. Okay, he's got a show right now on PBS that's going on after him called Daniel Tiger. Okay, my son loved Daniel Tiger, and he teaches parents and kids how to be patient. And I've become a more patient parent because of him. Another radio station I listen to is K-Love. Okay, that's a national radio broadcast or whatever. It goes all over the country and it's paid for by its listeners. And what they do is they share Jesus' message through the radio all the time. So I've got my visual aid here. This is a map of the United States. And all these circles, these are all FM radio stations. So this shows you how far the United States is touched with all these circles. That's where all the broadcasts are being broadcast all over the United States. This one here, this is AM radio. Okay, so it's a little hard to see. I'm a little far away. But all these white circles are AM radio. So there's really nowhere in the continental U.S. that's not touched by radio. Okay, so at all times, as a radio announcer, I'll be able to reach people about their religion and turn just a regular drive maybe into a spiritual one, and that'll be really good. Roosevelt Wright Jr. talks about the link between radio and religion. He says religion will always have a foundation in radio. Okay, we know this. We drive through the South on our way to Florida. We hear radio, religious radio all the time. It's heavy in the South. It's very common. So then to connect this one more time, to connect this back to what the radio announcers can do to spread their love, the love Jesus gives us. Matthew 28:18 says, "Go forth and make disciples of all nations, baptizing in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit." So that's what I hope to do as a radio announcer. People can hear not only my message, but maybe be able to hear God through me. That would be pretty cool. So to wrap this thing up, I'll say again, the ways that a radio announcer or a TV host can positively affect his community. A, he can bring them together, okay, like we talked about earlier. B, he can be a positive role model for parents and kids. And then C, lastly, probably most importantly, he can show the love and the salvation that God gives us through the sacrifice of Jesus. We can turn those regular car rides into spiritual ones. Thanks so much for listening today, and we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.